My name is Mary Schroeder. I am from Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I flew my first LightHawk flight in 1987. And, uh, and then I flew pretty much every year, some years, quite a few flights until 2016. Well, that would be really hard to decide, but I can say one of the most meaningful flights that I did was the Navajo Nation requested a flight that they wanted to survey where all of the uranium mines were in Arizona, in their land on Arizona, New Mexico, because Navajo Nation had a large deposits of uranium, and so we did that because these mines have not been covered up and they have not been redone to the point where they are not bothering the aquifer underneath. And also people that wouldn't know might walk in one or walk near it, and that would make them very sick. So we did a whole survey of that, and this is before GPS. So some of this involved a lot of flying and finding things, and but I thought that was really a nice, great flight. So I did. That was one of the most meaningful flights. Had a good kind of feeling when you came away from that, like you'd really done something. So that was one. And then another one that I thought was really interesting was requested by the Anglican Church of Canada. And they were into doing, they wanted to help people culturally of Indians that lived on lands that were maybe the original people and what had been done to their lands. And so they chose Hokkaido Island, which is the northernmost island in Japan. And they have a group of Indians there called the Ainu. So they brought the Ainu over, and they're going to have the Ainu, who were having trouble also with mining on their land of uranium, and have them intermix with the Navajo Nation. And so we did this whole project, and that required a lot of translators. We had to have Ainu to Japanese, and then we had Japanese to English, English to Navajo. So this was all very complicated. And then the Ainu would do a native dance, like they honored the bear. And then the Navajo would do a dance. And we went to different chapter houses across the Navajo Nation and did these things. And I flew them around in my plane. I had one of the men that was running it was the governor of the Cree Nation of Canada. He was a lawyer. He was very good at all of this. And then we had him, and we had, I had two Ainu dancers, a Japanese translator, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we had a sixth person. At this point, I don't remember who that sixth person was. We flew around, landed different places. We had ground people that took us in cars to some of these where there wasn't a nearby airstrip. So that was that. That was amazing. I would say it's the biggest adventure I ever had. Always wanted to have adventures since I was a little girl. This one tops it. And so every flight was different. The people were all different. What you saw on the ground, there's an old saying, the bear went over the mountain. to see what he could see. Well, that's me. I wanted to see what I could see. And I was curious, and it was just a great personal adventure. I loved the challenge of it. And then, of course, when something turned out like the uranium mine flights or something like that, then you felt rewarded, like you had maybe made a change of how we look at the earth and how we look at the land. Well, I want to say that if you get to do this, you're really a lucky person, because it'll be one of the best things that ever happened to you in your life.